I had a child at the beginning of the year whose mom wasn't necessarily interested in school because it's preschool, he's not in real school yet, he's not in kindergarten, he didn't know English yet, he didn't speak it or understand it. His mom sort of looked at school like it was daycare. I started talking to her about learning English and how he was starting to pick up words and he was starting to pick up phrases, and I would get really excited when he'd come up with a new phrase or he'd learn a new word, and she'd start to get a little bit excited about it. So we do a couple assessments. One of them is a picture test, and we just see how many pictures a child can name in a minute. And at the first time we tested him, he wasn't able to do the sample items. We couldn't even go on to the test. The second time he was able to do the sample items and he got one word in a minute. And I was really excited, and I told her, you know, he knew all 4 sample items and he was able to name a picture. And she saw him being successful and learning something that she started to see was really important. And I told her what the words were. She practiced some of them at home in Spanish, just so he gained some familiarity with what the objects were and made the connections to English a little bit easier. And at the end of the year, you know, I sort of pulled her to the side and I said, we just did the end of the year testing and was able to name 11 pictures in a minute. That's what we expect of any 3-year-old. Not a 3-year-old who spoke Spanish his whole life before coming to school, but for me, when I was growing up, for all the other kids in the class whose parents have been speaking English to them since they were born. And she was crying and I was crying, and she was really excited about the fact that her child was experiencing success in school.